Big week for the Trump administration, a lot of announcements. Joining us here to talk more about it is U.S. Congressman Lloyd Doggett. Congressman, we appreciate you being here.
Always good to join you.
And a lot of things going on, obviously, with the president making a lot of moves. Let's begin with the Iran nuclear deal. You know, the president talking about recertifying. He could have decertified. He didn't choose to do that. Recertifying, sort of kicking it back to Congress. Does that, first of all, what do you think of his move? Did he do the right thing or no?
It's very dangerous. I think it really undermines the safety of our families. We set out on the Iran agreement to decide how are we going to stop Iran from developing nuclear weapons.
Right.
We could either engage in military action, which some were urging, and get ourselves involved in another extended land war in the Middle East, or bring together the international community after strong sanctions, which I supported. After much difficulty, we were able to get that agreement in place. And even someone like General, as Trump calls him, Mad Dog Mattis, said it was in our interest to stick with an agreement the Iranians are complying with.
Now, that is still the case.
Well, Secretary Mattis is, but now President Trump is sending to Congress a number of measures.
Well, let me ask you this. Yeah. Is there anything about that agreement with the Iranians that needs tweaking? Do you think it's a perfect agreement, or is it necessary to make some tweaks on our end?
I don't think there's ever been a perfect agreement in negotiations, because you have to give a little and get a little, and I think we got a great deal. But no, I don't think at this time tweaking, when there's been full compliance certified by the International Atomic Energy Commission and by our allies in that, I don't think that will do anything other than isolate the United States. We need to isolate some of the wrongful Iranian conduct, but not to isolate our country. And now we have this North Korean powder keg, and it certainly doesn't put us in a good negotiating position to try to resolve that problem if we're out there as a country that doesn't live up to its word on its international agreement.
All righty. Something else the president was talking about, he made some executive moves, executive orders concerning health care.
Yes.
And trying to unravel, as they're putting it, Obamacare. Would there ever be any scenario where you would vote to repeal and replace Obamacare?
Well, there'd be plenty of possibilities where I would vote to correct some of the deficiencies of Obamacare, but not to deny health care coverage to our neighbors. The president has tried that now about 3 times and has failed on repeal. And it hasn't just been the last-minute vote of Senator McCain or Collins that did that. It has been the outcry from here in Central Texas and all across America, don't take away our health insurance. And having failed to repeal it legislatively, now the president's coming along this week with kind of a 1-2 punch to Obamacare, trying to sabotage and see that it's destroyed internally. He's trying to promote these junk health insurance plans that he calls association health care plans that won't be worth, in many cases, the paper it's written on. And today he is denying the cost-sharing subsidies that allow premium prices to be controlled. I think people in our area are going to pay about 20% more for their premiums because of President Trump's adding so much uncertainty to the insurance market.
You know, talking about people having to pay, he also talked about and his tax plan, saying he wants to simplify it and it's going to help millions of Americans. People will be paying less. What do you make of that? What's your reaction to
Well, I sat across the table in the Roosevelt Room in the White House with President Trump the week before last to talk about this plan. And the way he described it sounded really good. It's just that when you get to the particulars of what the plan is, that isn't what he said it would be. The analysis that's been done shows that 80% of the benefits will go to people who earn over $730,000 a year in income. That's a pretty good chunk of money they've got already. President Trump said he wasn't going to have anything to help himself. Estimates that he could get $1 billion out of all the tax proposals in his family. It's wrong.
To wrap things up, as is, it would be a no vote from Congressman Doggett.
It would be a no vote for anything that doesn't target the relief at the middle class. I hope we might still get there, but we're not off to a good start.
Okay, fair enough. Congressman,
thank you, as always.
Thanks very much.